What's going on, guys? Welcome back to this video. Today this video will be on Hack the Box, and as you can see, we are solving a challenge as part of the Cyber Apocalypse 2023. The challenge is a forensic challenge, and its title says Artifact of Dangerous Sighting. So let's read through the description to understand what this is all about. So Pandora has been using her computer to uncover the secrets of the elusive relic. She has been relentlessly scouring through all the reports of its sightings. However, upon returning from a quick coffee break, her heart races as she notices the Windows Event Viewer tab open on the security log. This is so strange. Immediately taking control of the situation, she pulls out the network cable, takes a snapshot of her machine, and shuts it down. This is a typical incident response step, cutting the network access on the infected machine, cloning the machine, and moving on to investigating for security compromises. She is determined to uncover who could be trying to sabotage her research, and the only way to do that is by diving deep down and following all traces. So it's clear that we have a snapshot. It could be a memory dump of a machine, or it could be a complete clone of a Windows machine or a Linux machine. It can also be a virtual machine. So if you download the files, you will see so I downloaded the files to my Windows PC, and the file contains a virtual hard disk image file. So technically the machine that Pandora was using was mounted and used as a virtual machine. So that's why we get a snapshot in this format. So we have two methods in solving this challenge. One method, we can use the Windows operating system to mount the image and start investigating, or we can use Linux. Today's video I'm going to demonstrate both methods. So we start with the first method. So as you can see, we have Powershell here. Let's do some modifications here and make everything look bigger. So font, let it be 20. All right. Okay. So I navigated, as you can see, guys, to the path that contains or that stores the image. I used mount-disk image from Powershell to be able to mount this image to my file system. -access read only and -image path to specify the full complete path of the virtual hard disk image. Once I do that, I get confirmation that the image has been successfully mounted. And as you can see, guys, I get technical information about this image, including the size, the path, and additionally the block size, the device path. So if I go now here, as you can see, I really get this image here, the disk mounted. If I double click, I can see the files, and I can see the directory C. So next step, now we want to investigate. So what happens here, let's go back to the description of the challenge. The security log was open, okay, and one way to investigate this is to look at the security logs. So here, if we go back, we have these directories. If we go to users, we can see the Pandora user, and we can see up data. Now, the information we can extract from here, from this path, is the console history. The console history in Powershell contains the history of the commands that have been executed. Additionally, what we can do here, guys, we can extract the logs. So if we go to Windows, System32, and then Win Event Logs, we see here all of the security logs, or the Windows event logs that come with the machine. We can also investigate these, as we did in the last challenge of Hack the Box. If you remember, we used a tool in Linux to parse these logs. Now, luckily in Windows, you can just open the log file from here. So let's demonstrate both methods. First, we can open the log file security here because it was the one open in the challenge as stated in the challenge. We can double click on the file to open it using in Windows Event Viewer. And here we can start parsing and looking at the events. As you can see, we have around 664 events. Now the proper way to handle a large event file is by using file processing tools such as grep, cat, seed in Linux. As you can see here, guys, or we can just filter using the event ID if you are using Windows event logs. Anyway, now let's get back to Powershell and start looking first for the console history. The console history of any machine, guys, can be found under the user profile. So if you go to users, or like that, Pandora. Okay, now let's go to up data, then roaming, Microsoft, so we have Windows Protect Internet Explorer. So let's go to Windows, PowerShell, and as you can see, we have the console history. So we go to PS Redline, and this is the console history. Cat console history. Let's take a look at the history of the commands. Take a look at this type find payload. So there was a payload, or there's a file named find payload. Its content was added to this PowerShell script or this DLL file. Take a look at this file. See Windows task active sync provider.dll. So this is a DLL file, right? It doesn't look harmful, but as you can see, guys, the payload's content was added to this file as an alternate data stream. So if everything that comes after the extension of the file in the form of colon and a file here, it means this file, which is hidden, the PowerShell script named hidden, was added to the DLL file as an alternate data stream, which is a very common method malicious attackers use when they build malicious files. So our job here is to uncover the contents of this PowerShell script. It's very clear now what's the goal here. We want to find out what is this. What we can do here, guys, we can just type dir/r. Oops. So it's not D, it's F, because the driver letter is F here. So F, and then we specify the path. So the path comes like this. Oh wait, no, this one. So this is the path to the file. If R doesn't exist, let's try with the command prompt. Okay, so here we can go to C, and then we cd to the drive F, because it is actually the drive we want to explore the files in. So cd and then /d f. This will get me inside F, cdc. Okay, that's great. Now we're gonna go back and we go to users, Pandora, and up data, and then Microsoft. Nope. Yeah, roaming. Sorry, we have roaming, Microsoft, and then it comes Windows, PowerShell, and we have the console history. type. Alright, so dir /r, and then we have the drive letter, which is f, and then we have the path to the file, which is this. Let's remove the extra backslash. And indeed it worked in the command line. So let's see here. As you can see, guys, indeed there is a hidden alternate data stream inside this DLL file, and this is a data. So now we have to reveal its contents. Okay, how to do that? We're gonna have to go back to PowerShell, okay, and say cat the file. We really lost track here. Okay, then I'm gonna say cat okay, we have a base64 encoded PowerShell script. Take a look at the contents. So indeed we have a hidden PowerShell script, PowerShell Windows style hidden. It's executed in the hidden window, and it bypasses the execution policy. And this is the base64. So what you have to do, you have to scroll all the way down and copy this base64. Gonna copy that, and we're gonna go to CyberChef. It's gonna say from base64. And we have something that's all nulls. Let's search for something to remove null bytes. And we get these. Alright, so as you can see here, guys, we decoded from base64 and we removed the null bytes and we got this. This is definitely an obfuscated PowerShell script. So to be able to find out its real contents, let's take a look at the patterns of the script. So I have to go up. Okay, as you can see here, it starts with this, and then you have semicolon, and then you have another command. So with every semicolon here, before every semicolon, you have a command to be executed, as I'm highlighting. So how to de-obfuscate this? The painful answer. Prepare to get the painful answer is by executing every single one of these alone. Okay, like that. I did that for a couple hours previously, and it resulted in a bunch of characters. The alternate method, guys, that I didn't try. Okay, so if you scroll down all the way down, you're gonna see here there is a pipe character. So there is a pipe here. Most probably it is piping the contents of the obfuscated script into something. So maybe if we copy all of this, okay, and echo it to PowerShell somehow. So basically we copy that. I didn't try this method. Maybe we can try it together. So in a new PowerShell session, we can say echo, or let's say create a variable called script, and then we store the contents here. Paste. Looks like it's no, we don't have to do this. Okay, wait, all right. So let's do that again. So echo it doesn't work. It's not gonna work here. Okay, it's painful and it's not realistic. I'm gonna close it. So I'm gonna go back to the method that worked. So I'm not gonna do it here because it's gonna take a long time, guys. I did it alone on my spare time. I execute every single part before the semicolon, and of course I excluded the parts that came after the pipe. So what happened, let me show you. Yeah, as you can see, guys, when I did that, I was given these characters, a bunch of characters. So it means that it has somehow been de-obfuscated. What I had to do, I had to copy all of these characters, as you can see, and execute them again in PowerShell. As you can see here, guys, this is PowerShell, and I pasted the characters one more time to execute them. So what happened, I got the de-obfuscated form of the file. So this is the de-obfuscated PowerShell script that was hidden as an alternate data stream. And below here you can see the flag to solve the challenge, or to mark the challenge as solved. As you can see, it is communicating with some C2 server on some port to receive further files, as you can see, to execute executable files, DLL files, to circumvent and compromise the machine. So here you have it, guys. Now the alternate method is to use Windows Event Viewer. So let's see how we can do that with this virtual machine here running. So let's go to Kali and dump the contents of this virtual hard disk image using Linux. So let's do that. So open the command line. cd artifact. So we have the virtual hard disk image here. So sudo rmmod Okay, now let's execute the command one more time. Okay, great. Now these steps are taken to mount a virtual hard disk image for Windows on Linux operating system. Okay, the next part we're gonna execute here to specify the MPD maximum part, and lastly we're gonna specify the path to the image. All right, and then we mount it. Let's say to let's say to mount Windows. Specify the path to mount Windows. Fail to access mount point, no such file or directory. So let's create this mount point. Yeah, we have to use sudo here. Alright, cd mount Windows, and indeed we get the files here. So let's say where we have to go. So it's disk C here, so CDC, and then we're gonna have to navigate to the event viewer, so or the event logs file, and copy the required file. So CD, and then we go to Windows, System32. After 32, we're gonna have to win event logs, and then let's copy security log to some other path. So we're gonna choose home Kali desktop. Okay, in a separate tab or in a separate prompt, we're gonna go to desktop. Gonna make sure the file has been copied. It is here. Now we have to execute the tool that we used in the previous video to parse event logs. We're going to go to tools, do event master, and from here we're gonna use this tool, dump evtx. Dump evtx is a tool used to parse Windows event logs. So dump. Yeah, what we're gonna do here, we're gonna specify the path to the file, which is under home exactly, and the output will be in the text file. We're gonna make the output at the same path. So here we're gonna remove all this, say home, and specify the final format of the parsed event file as a text file. So here it has to be like that. Okay, and now we cd to desktop and examine the file. Wasn't this one? Yeah, indeed we have the event file parsed, and now we can use grep to process the file, or we can go to the file itself and use the GUI interface or some text editor. So open the file, mousepad, and let's say here search for some PowerShell. So there you go, guys. There is a command in the command line field. There was this command being executed to execute the PowerShell script that was hidden as an alternate data stream. So now all of the following steps that you have to take match the exact same steps we have taken a while ago to reveal the contents of the alternate data stream and then to de-obfuscate the PowerShell script. So lastly, you're gonna have to go here and grab the flag. I'm gonna rate this as 6. Okay guys, so that was it. I hope you enjoyed the challenge and I'm gonna see you later.